Why your intention not only matters, but they are actually why and how you get things done in life. Welcome to the Being Connected podcast, the place you go where you want to explore the journey of being human, being in the world, and your spiritual being. I am your host, Anamia, and today we dive into why your intention matters. Why is it important what you are intending? I have different examples for you in this episode so that you can relate to the word and the matters of intention. We can speak about good intentions and bad intentions. For instance, if you are having a conversation between a group of friends and you can have good intention in delivering a message, you can also have bad intentions delivering a message. And the words can be exactly the same, but the energy and the intention that you deliver the words with is what matters. That's why you can say something with the same words but have good intention and still get the message delivered because the intentions are good. You can say the exact same words, but you can have a bad intention. Maybe you want to be hurting the other person, or maybe you want to get some judgment in there, and that is bad intention. For you listening here, I'm sure that you always have good intentions or working on having good or better intentions. And you can also be in the world where you have relationships that will always bring the words with bad intentions. Maybe you have that person in a relationship that just not really root for you, who always something to do with being better than you or just raising their own status and putting you down. That is also an intention, but maybe it's not the words that are completely wrong, but the intentions. You pick up on what is this person really saying and what is the intention that the words are delivered with. And that has got something to do with what energy is in the room, or what energy does the person have that you are having that conversation with. When I say that intention matters, it can be in a matter of having conversations, and always be kind and have good intentions when you want to deliver a message. Another great example that I love, and which can actually remove everything that has got to do with ego, being in the brain, overthinking. A thing I love about animals is that they are just there. They are super present. They are reacting to whatever is in the moment. And regardless of where in a process your animal is, I'm a passionate horse trainer. I have horses myself. And a thing that they do, and it doesn't have to be a horse, it can be a cat, it can be a dog, it can be what sort of pet you have. What is interesting about animals is that they can react to something changing in their environment, which means that if you want to teach your horse, your dog, something new, it's important that you know what you want to teach the animal. If you want to teach the animal to go and walk on a leash, you have to set that intention in your body, because the animal does not understand what you say. So you can say a whole bunch of words in a tone like this, and you have to walk the leash very good, and you know that I want to go here, and an animal will be like, sure. But they don't understand the words. They understand the tone of your voice, but mostly they understand your intention. The thing to know about animals is that they know where you're coming from. So if you want to teach, for instance, a horse, that's a big animal, and a horse can also be a dangerous animal, but a horse is a big animal. And if we experience an overreaction from a horse, that can turn into a dangerous situation. And that is why you, one, have to have the knowledge of, so how do we walk a horse on a leash? That's one thing. That's getting the knowledge so that you know for sure what you want. And that is also something that can soothe your hormones. It can soothe your worry, your anxiety, your whatever feeling you are having, because animals does not do what you say. They do what you intend. So if you have the intention of walking that horse or your dog on a leash, it has to be very obvious to the animal that you are setting this intention. You are going to walk on this leash and you're going to do it well, and you're going to do it calm, and you are going to be the leader that this pack animal needs. That is an intention. And if you are, let's say, nervous, you are maybe a little scared of the dog or the horse, and that animal will pick that up right away. So your intention of going into training, and you don't have the intention that this is going to work, I'm going to be that leader, I'm going to walk with intention, the animal is not gonna follow, or the animal will pick up that, oh, why is she fearful? Why would I follow a person that is fearful? If you are in the dog world and if your dog is pulling on the leash and has no attention on you, that dog is mirroring you. That horse is mirroring you. And that is what I love about animals, is that they mirror the person who is in front of them. The things that get people in trouble with animals is that their intentions are not set. You don't know what you want to do. Maybe you do know that you want to go for a walk, yeah? And you want to walk this animal on a leash. But you don't know what you're going to do if you get an overreaction from the animal. Or what if the animal pulls on the leash? What are you going to do then? What if it won't walk? What do you do then? So knowing that, of course, in reality, in the technique you want to do, but the intention coming from you that I'm going to walk from this position to this position, I'm gonna do it intentional, and I'm gonna do it in this pace. I'm gonna do these steps, and I'm gonna walk from here to there. And when I get to the point, I'm gonna stop, and then the animal is also gonna stop. That's intention. And why that matters is if you can't do something, I say as simple, this is not to step on anybody's toes, but when you want to do something like setting intentions, start with something simple. Set intentions in your mind about something that you want to do. Make it simple and start doing it with intention. If you need knowledge on what if the animal comes with a reaction like this and that, you can get a mentor or book a trainer so that you get the knowledge you need to be prepared if you do not get the reaction that you want. Yeah. So intention setting comes from within. What's nice about animals is that they will just for sure pick up your energy and intention right there and then. And you can do this again and again until it works. If it doesn't work, look at yourself. Because yes, of course, an animal can have a bad experience. And if an animal has had a bad experience in doing something, it can assume that this is going to be something that happens again. And also, you as a handler can have the assumption that this is not something I have done successfully, and that's why I don't think that it's gonna go well this time. So you can have that thought, and the animal can also assume that this is gonna go bad because the last time it did not go well. And it's not because the animals are having thoughts that specific, but they divide it up in good or bad, black and white. Was it comfortable for me or was it not comfortable for me? If it wasn't comfortable for the animal, check, that's the thing that they take along with them. So that's why when you do training with animals and you do not have a strong intention, it's actually better to not do anything and then hook up with a trainer, because the more times you get into that was not comfortable for me situation, it's gonna escalate. And also you are collecting bad thoughts around this is not gonna work for me. And that's why not only the energy and the bad thoughts will influence the energy, and it will influence your belief system. If you believe that walking from A to B with your dog or your horse is not going to work because it hasn't worked up until now, if you don't believe that, that is what will mirror to the animal. So getting into practicing some more mindfulness and start doing some of the breathing exercises to lower the inflammation, because you will have to get into a position where you can get to zero, where you will put away the bad thoughts and the prior experience that was going bad, set that to zero. Connect to yourself, because when you connect inwards to yourself by breathing, if you do an intentional breath, that is like a little mini meditation, which means that it lowers the inflammation right then and there. Your cells in the body will not be as pumped or as anxious as you were, and you lower the inflammation. If your body is super tight because you are anxious, your animal will pick that up right away. And if you don't believe in it, the animal won't believe in it. So trying to, in the physical world, trying to lower that inflammation so that your cells are getting calmer and you are getting calmer. You are not looking for external experiences. You are going inside through mindfulness practices, taking a breath, lowering the inflammation. Be calm. When you are calm, that will also mirror to the animal. That is a very good starting point. And every time you can do something in a training episode, you will know that every time you stop breathing or you are starting to get thoughts on, oh, is this going to work? Get back into yourself, look for that peace and quiet, and have focus on lowering that inflammation so that your cells is being calmer. When you are in a position where you are able to do this, you will find yourself in a situation where the training and the simple task of walking from A to B is gonna be more simple. So maybe you can tell that your animal is gonna disconnect or be more anxious. It's up to you. to retract into yourself and take that state of intention down. That's the thing that we can do as humans. We have the mind, so when we observe what is happening, we are also responsible for lowering that massive stream of information that we are sending into the animal, creating more bad situations perhaps. So animals are just amazing teachers, and I know that when you are an animal lover, you will have that one animal that you just, maybe you have had many horses or many dogs, and then you have this one special dog or special horse, and that is the one that is going to teach you to go in. Many people are looking in the external world for their outcome. Maybe you're looking to other people, they can do that and they have a good dog or they have a good horse, but I can't do that. You are perhaps searching for that validation in the external world, but I can tell you right now, you will find nothing in your external world that will put you in the state where you can advance. All teachings and all learnings around yourself starts from within. That can sound super annoying and that can sound super fluffy, but by starting by knowing that you are what you put into the world. When you are anxious or when you are trying to do something that you don't know how to do, and you have had repeatedly bad situations scaling, and now everything is off, we have to reset. We have to recalibrate everything. Getting in there, getting into yourself, starting by doing the breath. Starting by observing and seeing what is it that is happening, setting that intention to be good. Because I can train a horse or I can train a dog that has the assumption that this is gonna go bad because it has been in that zone many times and that was not comfortable for the animal. So when I come in, I know exactly what knowledge I'm gonna drive into the situation. I know what to do if I have overreactions from the animal. I know what to do with my intention. And my intention is not to be messed with, because I know we are walking from A to B. We're gonna do it in this pace. We're gonna do it with this intention, and I'm gonna connect with that animal. And maybe because it has had these assumptions of things not going well, it can be something that the animal will continue to do because it's in that same space or the same circle of events. By pulling out of the known, by pulling out of what is normally happening, going into another circle full of intention, of knowledge, of skill and connection, you can take a simple situation and make it even simpler and make it more calm. But it all comes from the human. So regardless of what the animal has experienced, this will always be in the human to reverse it. But you have to, as a human, you have to have the proper thoughts on, I can do this. And yes, when it comes to techniques and training an animal, there are some knowledge that you need to obtain. And of course, go get the knowledge that you need to obtain this skill. You are actually able to use techniques to train the animal. That's the one part, that's the technique and training. And then you have the mindset skill, the intention setting. So even though that we can have a horse and the horse is, no, I don't know what this is. If I have the good intention and I know exactly what to do, I'm not really bothered, because I know that this is only a mirror that this horse or this dog has had multiple bad experiences, and now it's assuming, and yes, I know horses does not assume, but they do know if it has been comfortable or not. For doing this training, you need timing, and that is skills. So intentions, knowing that this is gonna go well, knowing that even though you get a reaction from a 400-pound animal, but it won't do that again the next time, because it knows, oh, is that it? So this was from not comfortable till it's comfortable, it's doable, I can do this. And the more times you are seeing that this is gonna go well, you can take the bad out of the situation, but it has everything to do with your intentions. When you are conscious or unconscious, if you are an animal lover and an animal owner, I know for sure that your animal is keeping you on your mark in terms of personal development. If you are having problems, maybe you have a dog that won't stop barking, yes, but you can look at yourself. It is your fault that your dog will not stop to bark. And it is because something is missing in you. You don't know that you can ask the dog to stop barking. Maybe you are anxious or you are a little scared. Maybe you live in a place where you don't feel safe. And if that is something you experience, your dog will have the same experience. So the dog will get into a position where it feels that it has to protect you. And that can create a dog which is super anxious. And it can also be a dog that is excited, who gets into an excited state. And when that happens, that's equally bad. By being intentional and having the focus, the awareness in your own life, where is it that my feelings escalate? And the thing that when you take out the emotions and start to observe what is happening. Okay, so now my dog is barking and it won't stop. Okay, what are the feelings that I have when this is happening? What is the feelings? Okay, so I feel overpowered. I feel in a state of lack of knowledge, lack of knowing what to do, lack of not knowing how to correct this behavior. And observe that, start writing it down, because this is going to give you some insight as to what is it that I am as a human experiencing when my animal is having this behavior. When you take the feelings out of it, because you can say, oh, you can pity the dog or you can pity the horse. Maybe it's just because that you think it's pitiful. Because if you were to do something that you don't like, you wouldn't be in a state where you would want to do it, yeah? So make sure that you are beginning to observe your own feelings and your own intentions. Because when you pity an animal, you send the intention of pity toward the animal. And that is never a good position. So instead of doing and being pitiful, what about sending some brave intentions? You got this. You got this, Molly. You can do this. And when you can do that from a state of being aware, your animal will pick that up. You can change the state of a horse or a dog. You can change that state if you change that state. You can train a horse and it will be completely relaxed. And then it gets back to the owner. The owner is super anxious and pitying the animal. And that is what you will see. You will see an animal that are not in rest, that are emotionally in flight mode all the time. This is not a good position for anybody to be in, but it's all you. It's all you, and this is your way of transforming yourself by being aware, observing what is it I feel, what do I do, why do I do that? And when you start to observe not the animal, but observe you in the situation where the animal is having some sort of behavior which is not beneficial for you or the animal. And for 500 pounds horses, there are different scenarios that are not very smart or safe for humans. So that's why we really want a horse to be safe, and a dog, of course. But it's also, as a human, it's our responsibility to create the best setting for the animal that is even possible, because you might not be around, and to have made excuses or curling for your animal is not gonna give it very good behavior. And what if something happens to you and your dog or horse has to be with another person? If the horse is out of control or the animal is out of control, it's gonna be hard to replace. So I actually think that to be a good animal owner, you have to take responsibility for teaching that animal how to be in the world. And through that, you can teach and develop and transform yourself into a life where you will actually be more able to be and stay safe in the world. Thank you so much for joining me here at the Being Connected podcast. Stay connected, stay curious, and stay focused on what matters to you.